Welcome back, everybody. Another cyclocross race here. Really rad festival of cyclocross. Second day in Falmouth, Massachusetts, beginning of November. At this point, I've already had one race day on this course, so I'm fairly familiar with it. I've got some lines picked out in various technical sections. I also had a better start on this day, lined up further up in the grid, and then also went a little bit faster off the line. You see this guy up ahead of me in the kind of the pink, orange, and blue with the white helmet. He and I are kind of buddies racing together. We'll go back and forth a little bit on this course throughout the day, so it's definitely a lot of fun. Again, quite a few riders on this course, not quite as many as the first day, but I think we still got 60 some starters. Again, we'll just go through this whole first lap, get a sense of what's going on in the race, and then I'll skip forward to some more interesting parts. This video, unlike the first day, I do have heart rate monitor. Remember to turn it on this time, and then the GoPro also did record the whole race. So if you've watched the video from the first day, you know it's the same course. You'll recognize a lot of it. There is one place where they've adjusted the course barriers just a little bit to make it a little bit safer for riders, but otherwise it's pretty much the same course, just ridden on a little bit more. Another full day of racing into this course, so having known what I did from the first day, coming into this sand pit, immediately off the bike, started running, not even bothering with the trying to ride it, and that definitely helped me pass several people. Here's my buddy Tito, just passed him on the left.
Oh, Tito.
Definitely trying to have a little bit better result than I did the day before. Try to put the course together a little bit better. If you want to see the full race footage, there will be a link at the end of the video for just the full GoPro footage with the telemetry data you're seeing. No commentary, but just the full 5 laps. So if you're really bored, check that out. Got this second sand pit here, following that line. This will be the third day of racing actually on this track, so a lot of the good lines are pretty worn in. And this little technical bit coming up here, pretty much figured. I think I generally like the high line on this one. Just try to keep the turning sharp. I don't have to climb back up the hill quite as much as taking the low lines. I think that's what I generally did throughout the rest of this race. This loose dirt here was kind of a pain sometimes, trying to turn while you're losing grip. I think just the leaves from the trees and stuff just kind of made that dirt really soft and loose. Again, we've got these long straight sections coming up here, going by the pits. These were where I would often, just with road fitness coming into this season, just try to pick up some spots where I might not be as technical as some of the other riders. Definitely felt like in some of these long straight sections I could use some power to get ahead a little bit. You can see that also though, brings up the heart rate. It was up there to 175 or a little bit higher there for a little bit. So a lot of the surges, while it'll get you forward a few wheels, also bring up your heart rate, which, depending on the length of the race, is going to affect your performance as you go. For me, my max is in the 190, 195 range. You can see right there, I slipped out on that corner a little bit. Yeah, max heart rate 190, 195. So if I start hitting, 180s in a race, I know I'm pretty much on the limit. Don't want to hold that for too long. I'm just going to burn out.
Nice, nice.
It's really great about these races when you've got all the fans on the side just yelling at you as you go. It's a really great atmosphere. It's one of the things I like about cross. Back on this hill, that was the nemesis of these races for me. Again, trying to ride it, just don't make it to the top.
Sorry.
Just getting in the way of other people. Looks like I only lost one wheel that time, but still. Just could not nail the line on that hill. They're running up that hill and then sprinting to try to close this gap again. Heart rate 178. Still only the first lap of almost 10 miles of racing here. Around behind this barn, the main dirt track there seemed kind of sticky. It's a little bit wet, kind of sticky mud, so I would try to ride in the grass. It felt like there was slightly less resistance on the tires there. Could have just been mental, not sure if it actually helped a whole lot. On these stairs, I definitely had trouble with in the first race. Taking the right hand line this time instead of the left hand. Definitely was able to ride it much more easily on each of these laps, which helped in saving time. Something I really need to work on going into a next season of cross is just making sure going into corners and out of corners, just following that good fast line. I noticed, especially in that section I just went through, sometimes taking the wrong line into a corner will throw me wide going out of the corner and just lose some of the speed. Definitely something I need to keep track of and work on, just comes with experience. That technical aspect of cyclocross racing. If I remember from the day one race, some of my faster times were in the 9:18, 9:30 range, so we'll see if this first lap, putting together some better lines through the various technical aspects of the course. We've got a faster time, looks like we're going to here. So end of lap one here, already faster lap time than the first day, so definitely a great start to this race. These pine trees here as well just have some of that soft, not quite sandy dirt, but just loose and dry. Nothing a whole lot for your wheels to stick to, so that was always something I had to Really choose a good line, stay out of the holes, find a good path through.
Yeah, that's it. Right there.
This corner here, Tito slides out a little bit,
Inside.
so I go ahead and go around him. I'm a little bit faster in the sand as well, so, coming off that tree, I've already unclipped one foot, so as soon as I hit the sand, I can just swing my legs over, start running the bike. Don't even pick the bike up. That's just a waste of energy. Just run it through the sand, hop back on. Definitely save some time, but the downside, looking at that heart rate, 182, I'm feeling it as well. I can definitely tell when I'm riding when that heart rate gets up. Skipped forward here to this technical section. You can see the course barriers there on the left. They made it a lot wider for this day's racing. There's a little bit of an issue with some of those ruts and holes in that downhill. Some people flipping over their bars and stuff. You can hear my feet clattering. I just could not get into the pedals, and then by the time I was on the hill, just didn't really. Actually, I think it's hard to tell, but I think I just ran that whole hill. I don't think I even tried to ride it. Yeah, it looks like that's what I did. That was actually pretty smooth. Just not trying to ride the hill, running it. Definitely saved some time. Second lap, almost 10 seconds faster, so we're definitely flying on this course today. Back to our favorite technical section in the third lap. Just heard one of the guys on the side of the course yell at us, 18 and 19. So pretty good positions out of, 60, 70 riders. Cat 4-5. I'm pretty happy with that. That's encouraging, but definitely still have half the race to go. So see if I can hold that position, not lose too many places trying to figure out this hill. Again, terrible line. Yeah, I think I just started running it every time at that point. Now we're into lap 4. Looks like the second lap was still the fastest lap. Going through these pine trees here. At this point in the race, it's just a matter of trying not to make too many mistakes, keeping everything we've learned from the course so far and the previous day, just putting that all together into a fast, consistent lap time.
Inside.
At this point, I follow this guy in front of me for a fair bit. We go back and forth a little bit. I think Tito is, probably a wheel or two behind me. He pulls his foot out on that corner, so I'm able to make that pass. Skipping forward, he's back ahead of me.
I really
He
don't think you're
was,
the leader, bro. You're not going nearly fast enough.
for some reason, he's trying to get lapped riders off the main racing line. But he's kind of making it sound like he was the leader of the race, which I was like, nah, that's definitely not the case. Not if I'm following you. Nowhere that fast, so. We're into lap 5 now. Tito's a couple wheels behind me here. Still pretty close together. Coming to the sand. Staying consistent with running it. Still looks like my second lap was the fastest lap. But still trying to stay pretty consistent. Heart rate again, going through that sand, sprinting a little bit. Gets up in the mid 180s. So something I have to keep my eye on, try to get some recovery here in this section. Going up to these steps here. I whiff it a little bit there. Just choose a bad line. Lose a bit of inertia.
Tito, get it.
Tito goes past. Gets to the wheel. These couple guys in front of me. At this point, this is the last lap. Yeah, I'm toast. I should have tried to do a better job of trying to hang on to Tito's wheels. He went past. But yeah, at this point, I've put in a long, hard race. And this day also had more wind than the previous day, so a lot of these straight sections are a lot windier. So if I had gotten to that wheel before coming out of these trees, it would have been great, but at this point, you see they're ramping up. And at this point, we're straight into a headwind, which definitely takes the energy out of the legs. So you can see that gap's growing. Yeah, this is pretty much the race here. Those group of 3 end up sprinting it out. Then I come in behind them. On my bike, I've got the 9 or 10 gears in the back, like normal, but I've got 2 in the front on the front derailleur. So going into the sprint section, instead of going through a bunch of gears in the rear cassette, I generally just try to shift up in the front. Sometimes it doesn't always stick right away, which takes a second, but making that shift brings a big turn of speed. You can see here just sprinting for that line, 30 miles per hour. Pretty fast on that pavement. And then, yeah, that was the race. So I resulted in, I think it was 21st on this day. 21st out of 65, so not a bad result for a Cat 4-5 race.
I'm done.
And yeah, again, if you want to see the full footage of the race, not cut apart, you'll see that link here. And thanks for watching.